Hi Empire Builders, Bill Pitcher here, with an informal chat that I thought maybe I'd call Empire Building Today. So there's been a lot going on Empire Avenue, and I haven't been around quite as much to comment on it as of late, so I thought I'd use this video forum to share my thoughts on some of the latest developments. I wanted to start with something that was perhaps of a little controversy with some folks, and that was the removal of the cost of upgrading shares, making more shares available to your existing and new investors. Something that could be quite expensive, 250,000 EVs to upgrade at the higher levels. And you could also use real cash, $20 cash and $75,000, 75,000 EVs, for example, for an upgrade. Now, these upgrades presented a real hurdle. They, created a barrier that not everybody was willing to address, and they created an opportunity for those that wanted to play the game hard, buying and selling and actually spending real money to upgrade. That's been taken away. I have mixed feelings about that. The first thing on the positive side for me is that when I would sell out, I didn't always immediately upgrade, and I found the game kind of boring when you were sold out. And furthermore, it would decrease your Empire Avenue site-specific activity, and therefore, the market makers could hit you hard as well. So on the one hand, it's nice just to always be able to have shares available and not have to worry about selling out. Furthermore, you don't have to sort of tick anybody off, disappoint anybody, or bruise any egos by selling shares to buy an upgrade. However, one of the concerns I have is if I don't really have anything at the moment that I need to spend EVs on, and neither does anybody else, then it just means that everybody can hold on to shares. You never have to make any of those hard decisions. And on the one hand, having to dump people all the time, I don't believe is good networking. On the other hand, I really feel that there needs to be some sort of hurdles there, something that I've got to make some sort of sacrifice to go forward. And it doesn't have to be a sacrifice to buy more shares. It could be other ways that I can advance, because otherwise you just buy shares and you can always hold them. And one of the things that I sort of took some pride on, it took real discipline to be a buy and hold, to hold the vast majority of my shares, and saving my dividends earnings, my daily earnings, to buy upgrades. So for me, I feel like a real competitive advantage is gone. Now everybody can be a buy and hold fairly easily if they want to be. Furthermore, as someone who played the game fairly competitively, I now feel it's easier for other people to sort of play at the same pace. And I've used to be able to see if I was upgrading that I could be continuing to advance, and other people would sometimes hesitate with that. So I regret seeing it go completely. I almost wish it was still there, but not quite as expensive. There's a separate issue, and that has to do with having paid real money, and I've done some of that, and I know other people had too. The fact that this is gone, and I'd paid real money for something that now is free, that part doesn't bother me at all, for a couple of reasons. One, I couldn't imagine if you'd said, well, in 3 months we're going to make this all free, that I would have wanted to just sit around not upgrading, waiting until the time when they were free. So I really view it was a good use of my time and resources and EVs to upgrade along the way. The other thing is that I very much take an attitude is that if I invest some money in something that I'm playing or getting entertainment out of, is that I want it to be for time that I have enjoyed, so that I feel that even if the site does change, if the gameplay changes and I'm no longer interested, that I was doing it because I was having fun at the time, and that it was a good investment. And I'd certainly have had a lot of fun on Empire Avenue, and on that basis I did not mind making the commitment to spend EVES and in some cases spend a few real dollars. I was also happy to spend a few real dollars to help the developers out. So, that's just to share my thoughts. I think it's overall a very positive thing that these are now not costly upgrades. I think it helps encourage maintaining good connections with people, and I think that it takes away one of the boring elements, being sold out, and it takes away a real pain point. So I think that as much as I miss some of the excitement and discipline of having to go through the upgrade process, I think that it makes the site more accessible for the more casual player. And I think that ultimately that's really important, that Empire Avenue continues to draw in the casual player and the newer player, and make them feel a real part of it. So I think it was a good decision, even though I really do miss some elements of the gameplay. Anyway, that's it for now with Empire Building Today. I'll be back very shortly with thoughts on some of the other big changes going on Empire Avenue. I'm Bill Pitcher. Till then, bye now.